Ed's Auto Reviews proudly presents Automotive Advent, a Christmas car roll. Welcome everyone to a series of 12 Did You Know short story videos as a gift from me to you for the holidays. Merry Christmas everyone, and enjoy. Packard was once a renowned maker of luxurious cars that were built to a very high standard of quality and engineering. Not for nothing, it was called as one of the 3 Ps of American motoring, competing against Pierce Arrow and Peerless. Even brands like Cadillac and Lincoln didn't come close to the image, exclusivity and sales figures of Packard. And yet, after the Second World War, a post-war economic boom began in the USA, and Packard was trying to find its place in this new world. Especially rivaling Cadillac was a rising star in the late 40s and early 50s, surpassing Packard. Caddy was backed by Daddy GM's infinite piggy bank, but Packard had to do it all by itself. And so Packard slowly started its great decline, stumbling through the 50s by making one unfortunate mistake after another. From styling that was deemed old-fashioned and unattractive to sticking too long to the same engines, Packard was losing sales and money. But they had a brilliant idea. What if we go one step lower and enter the lower entry-level luxury field, or upper middle class? That's where all the money currently is at. And they did, with the Packard 200, which turned out to be a huge mistake. What Packard hoped to raise in sales, it lost in prestige and regard. The 200 was met with confusion. Was Packard going down market now? For every Packard 200 sold, a so-called senior Packard, the big and top-of-the-line models collected nothing but dust on the showroom floors. Traditional and returning Packard buyers were walking away. Packard hired a man by the name of
James J. Nance, a great industrial statesman and nationally recognized merchandising authority,
in order to turn the sinking ship around. And talking about ships, Nance came up with a few ways to try and revive the brand.
Mr. Nance set a dynamic program into action, the Packard program.
Packard would drop the nondescript number series in favor of names like Caribbean and Clipper, build a concept car or two to show their face at the car shows, and add extra trims on the senior models in order to distinguish them from the junior Packards. But Nance's final push came around the mid-50s. In order to really revive the Packard name as a one-stop shop of all that is the finest in luxury motoring, it had to get rid of its pesky cheaper models. And one way to do it is to make a separate brand out of it.
Give volume support to dealers by introducing the medium-priced Clipper.
And so, while Packard was still a sinking ship, now the entire stern was already swallowed by the sea, they decided to build an extra mast on the main deck by spending lots of money on marketing and management of a new brand called Clipper. For 1 year only, 1956, you had the Packard brand selling top-notch luxury vehicles, and Clipper, effectively the same cars but with lesser trim, less equipment and a shorter wheelbase. But you needed a magnifying glass to find all the minor differences between these brands and cars. Clipper would offer 3 models, the Deluxe, Super and Custom, and each model came in various body styles. Clipper dealers protested heavily against these shenanigans, as the only reason the Clipper would sell is if they had a badge on the bodies that said Packard. And so eventually Nance gave in and did the exact opposite of what he originally had planned. All new Clippers would get a little badge somewhere on the car that would say Packard, effectively throwing away every effort to separate these brands. During this time, Packard formed a merger with the other failing car brand, Studebaker.
A combination that retained the essential identity of both great names while gaining for each greater purchasing and research power, financial stability.
A year later, the Clipper brand was scrapped, and Packard was back at selling Packard Clipper models in 1957. And the rest is history. Most of you know that the Studebaker-Packard merger was the worst of both worlds. In later years, Packards were simply reworked Studebakers, and the company closed for good in 1958.